All right, guys, welcome back. So today we're out here at the range with a couple different guns, and the guns that we got today, I guess you could say, are a little controversial here in the good old gun community. But what we got is a couple of high points. This one here is the High Point Carbine model 4095, and this is chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson. And then to go along with it, we've got the High Point C9, and this is the 9mm pistol. Now, both of these guns are borrowed from a buddy of mine. He got a hold of me and said, hey, you want to do something on some more budget guns, since I did do the Taurus videos and stuff like that. So he said, hey, I got these High Points, very inexpensive. Didn't know if you wanted to share them, try them out, do all that stuff, and bring a video to you guys. So of course I said yes, and I'm not biased towards any guns. I'm a gun guy, I'm not a brand guy. So of course I said yes, I want to try them out, see how they work. Like I said, these are a little controversial in the good old gun community. Some people, say, hey, they're cheap, but they work. Some people say they're absolute garbage, never touch them. So today we're just going to shoot them. I've never shot either one of these. I've actually never shot a High Point, period. So, this is going to be a new experience for me. We're going to try these out, see how they work. And I'll give you guys some pros and cons and sort of my thoughts overall after we get done. So for now, let's just load up and start shooting these things. I guess we'll, let's start off with the carbine. And what we got here, we got a standard magazine, and then he's also got this extended magazine to go with it. So we're going to try both of those out. But let me get my ears on, and we'll put the first rounds through this guy. Okay. Seemed like it chambered, so let me make sure I'm in frame here, and let's shoot these things. Okay, shot all of them. Now, I tell you, it kind of threw me off because normally, when I grab a carbine or rifle like this, I'm expecting some rifle type recoil, and being that it's in 40, very light recoiling, and wasn't really expecting that. Kind of caught me off guard. But we actually have another magazine right here on the grip, little mag holder there, so we'll use it. And we'll keep shooting this, and then we'll switch over to the pistol. And I shot all of them and locked back. So I guess initial impressions on the first couple magazines, shot good. The trigger, the trigger leaves a little bit to be desired, but so far it's working. So we'll set the carbine aside. Now let's switch over to the C9 pistol, and we'll see how this thing runs. So here we go. Let's switch over to the steel. Okay, lock back, shot all of them. Seems like it's shooting pretty well to point of aim down there on those steel targets. So, mag number 2. Okay, so first 4 magazines out of these High Point guns here went well, both shooting well. The pistol, as you can probably tell, this thing is very top heavy. I guess the recoil impulse on this thing is, typical 9mm, but what I noticed is this big hunk of a massive slide here. You can definitely feel it coming back. I guess I don't know how to really explain it, but you can definitely tell there's a lot of mass moving up top. But yeah, so far both of them are running well. I'm gonna get loaded back up and we'll keep shooting. All right, so we got the mags loaded back up, and for those of you wondering or curious, the 40 ammo that we're shooting is 165 grain Winchester white box, and the 9mm is 115 grain Magtech, both full metal jackets. This extended magazine is 15 rounds. Man, I don't remember what this was. I knew I counted, so I could tell you guys. I think 10, maybe 10 in the bigger or the smaller magazine. And for the C9, these are 8-round magazines, just in case I forget to tell you. But we're going to start with the carbine again. Maybe. All right, what am I doing here? Huh. Looks like the bolt stuck to the rear. Huh. There we go. Huh, that was a little weird. But we'll keep shooting, see if that was just a fluke or what. But huh. Odd. So here we go. Okay, so it ran all of them. Looks like this little red dot is right on. Now, from what I understood on what he told me, as you see it, is all the stuff it comes with, the red dot, the grip, the little mag coupling back here. The only thing he added, he puts lasers on all his stuff, and so he did add this, but as far as all the other accessories you see that came with it, so, okay, here we go again. Okay, so running good. I don't know what that little fluke was with the bolt locked back. As you can see, it's moving freely now. So I'm not sure what that was about, but here, let's switch over to the pistol and do round 2. Here we go. Okay, ran good. And it ran good again. So far, 4 mags through each of them so far. Everything's running good. We did have the little hang up. Not really sure about what that was about with the carbine. But yeah, let's just keep shooting and having fun. All right, so real quick, let's take a closer look at these things so you guys can kind of see what we're working with here. But the C9 pistol, as you can see, big old massive slide. This is a blowback operated gun. Grip panels are removable with these screws here. Does have a manual thumb safety. There's your 8-round magazines, give you a little bit of a pinky extension there on the side. The sights on this thing are 3-dot. You have the orange in the back, the yellow in the front, and actually they do work out pretty well. You do have serrations across the top here to keep glare down, I'm assuming. And one thing about this is it does have a magazine disconnect, so you cannot fire it without the magazine in it. Put it back in. Well, of course it's gonna make me look stupid on camera, but here we go. And now you can fire it. So it does have magazine disconnect on the C9. Now on the carbine here, as you can see, we do have the red dot up top. It is a BSA. We do have the a folding pistol grip here in the front. Spare magazine holders here in the back. You do have a recoil pad that is like spring loaded to help with recoil, which I don't really understand why you need it, especially since this is pistol caliber. Up on the front, we do have a muzzle brake, your front sight, and then again, he added this laser. But from what I understand, from what he told me, it does come with the grip, the red dot, the magazine holders, all that stuff. So it does come with all this when you buy it new. But that's just a quick, close look at these two guns and some of their features. All right, so now let's see what kind of accuracy we can get with the C9 pistol here at about 10 yards. And again, I'm using just a MagTag 115 grain full metal jacket, so no match ammo or anything like that. So let's see what kind of group we can get. Okay, so there's all 8 rounds, not too bad. Pulled a couple of them down and to the left, and but overall not too bad. You know, first time shooting a group with this thing, and you know, I can live with that. But actually, let's go ahead and load up one more magazine and go ahead and just shoot them on there as well, just to see if we can still mimic that, or if the groups get better or whatever. So let's just shoot one more mag here real quick. Okay, so those shots that were down and to the left was definitely me jerking on the trigger, because I think all of that magazine pretty much went through the same hole right there underneath the red. So this thing's definitely capable of putting down good groups here at a self-defense distance. So yeah, other than those shots that I pulled, definitely not too bad. I tell you guys, if you can do your part, this little C9 will definitely throw them right in here. We're at about 12 to 15 yards, just so you guys kind of have an idea on how far we're shooting at these steel targets. Yeah, it just it does throw them right in there for a cheap little inexpensive gun. Pretty impressed with it so far. All right, guys, so I got a couple more magazines loaded up for each one of these. So we're gonna shoot these and then we're gonna wrap things up. I'll give you guys some pros and cons, likes and dislikes, and sort of my overall opinions of these two high points. So let's go ahead, finish these out. Okay. And again, flawless function out of the carbine onto the pistol. Hey guys, these things shoot good. If you do your part, they'll definitely throw them right in there. All right, guys, so that's all the magazines. Let me get this stuff cleaned up, and we'll give my final conclusions on these things. All right, guys, so I've been out here pretty much all day with both of these guns and put a decent amount of rounds through each one of them. And overall, I guess I can say my experience with these were very positive. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, these are pretty controversial guns. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions and views on these things floating around the internet in the good old gun community. You know, some people say they're great budget guns, and some people say they wouldn't be caught in the same room as one of these. But like I said, overall, my experiences were pretty positive, other than the you know, the bolt hang up, whatever that deal was there. I don't know if it was something I caused or what, but other than that, as far as, you know, functionality and, you know, pulling the trigger and it goes bang every time, it was 100% for me today between both of these guns. So very positive overall. But let's go ahead and just start talking about some of the features on this and things I like and dislike and all that. So we'll start here at the end and talk about this little spring-loaded butt pad. In my opinion, I don't see why they needed that on there in a pistol caliber carbine. It's not like this thing has any recoil at all to it. And I found that while pulling the rifle into, or the carbine into my shoulder and firing it, it actually worked against me a couple times and kind of distracted me a little bit when it was trying to do its thing while I was trying to do my thing. So in my opinion, I could do without this. I don't see the purpose on it. The little mag holder that's on both sides I think works out well. It's a great little addition to be able to hold your magazines nice and secure. Nothing fell out. It holds them nice and tight, so I do think that's a nice little touch. Up top, the little BSA red dot worked well. As you could tell, I was able to ring the steel targets with it, no problem. Never seemed to shift zero or anything like that. But again, you know, it's a little pistol caliber carbine, so not a whole lot of recoil, so it should hold up just fine. You know, it's definitely not an aim point or a primary arms micro dot quality at all, but it worked. And you know, the dot was fine. I had to turn it all the way up to setting 11 to be able to see it out here in the sunlight, but it worked. And you do have a full pick rail across the top if you want to take it off and try something different, put a scope on it, whatever. You do have this folding pistol grip here in the front. Works well, not the greatest quality, but it does work. And it does have two purposes. Right here on the bottom, you're going to see this little trap door, and that has your disassembly tool for this carbine. And I'm going to do a video separately on that, disassembling this thing for cleaning and maintenance, because it is a little in-depth, you know, a few more steps than what most of us are used to taking things apart. So I am going to do a dedicated video to stripping this thing down. If anybody is interested in that, it'll post sometime after this video goes live. On the front here, again, he added this laser. He likes to run lasers on most of his guns, so this was added. Nice little muzzle brake, I guess. It worked good. The front sight, you know, just a standard hooded blade, I guess you could call it. I was using the red dot, but seems like that front sight would be easy to see. But overall, guys, pretty positive experience with this little carbine. Now, I guess the flat dark earth on this thing, he did Krylon this. It didn't come that way, if you're wondering. It was all black when he got it, but he just wanted to make it a little bit different. So that's the carbine. So let's talk about, oh, actually one more thing. Let's talk about that trigger, because the trigger is god awful. So as you can see, no real take up, but it's just a mushy mess on this trigger. It works, I guess you can say that. It does work, but there's no distinctive wall, nothing like that. There's really no reset. It just kind of sloshes back and forth. It's just a mushy mess. So the trigger is garbage, but it worked. So now let's move on to the pistol, the little C9 here. As you can tell, I mean, it's an ugly gun. I mean, there's no getting around that. Very, very, very ugly gun. But again, it worked. Now you can see it does have this big old heavy massive slide. This is a blowback gun, so you know that accounts for some of its big blockiness. But overall, I mean, the ergonomics aren't the greatest. The side panels here are very slippery. It did help having gloves on, but it doesn't feel that great in the hand. Very slippery, very top heavy. But again, it worked. The sights on this thing, like I showed you before, is the orange in the back, the yellow in the front. They worked pretty well. Had no issues with them ringing steel or shooting that group. It actually shot a really good group there at 10 yards, as you guys already seen. It does have your manual safety on the side. I didn't use it. I don't like manual safeties on my guns, especially my striker fired gun, so I just left it off. It does have the magazine disconnect in it, or whatever that's called, where you cannot fire it with the magazine out, put the magazine in, and it works. I think you can change that out pretty easily. Just take a little part out if you want to get rid of that. But let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the trigger pull on this one as well. And it is no different than that carbine. Again, just a little bit of slop right there, and then hope you guys can see that. It's just a mushy mess. No real distinctive wall, no nice break. It's just a mush all the way back. But again, it works, but the triggers are terrible. So, not the most ergonomic gun, ugly as hell. Trigger's not the greatest, but it worked. And that's what I wanted to try out here today with both of these guns, being how budget they are, how inexpensive they are. This one you can get for I think around $150, and the Carbine was $250. Actually, this was the first gun that my buddy ever bought. That's why he picked it up. It was something cheap. He could try it out, see what he likes, see if he liked the 9, and just that's where he started. And you know, he bought the Carbine shortly after to go with it. And from what he told me, he's ran both of these over the years. He's had them for a very long time, and you know, had no real issues with them. They shoot every time, just like my experience out here today. So I guess the big question is, are they budget? Are they junk? In my opinion, I think you're a decent budget gun. If your budget is under $200 and you're not going to be able to save any more and you need a firearm, then I say go ahead and buy it. It's worked 100% for me and for him. So for something under $100, around $150, if that's all you can afford, I'd say go ahead and get it. It's going to work for you. If you can save up just a little bit longer and save a little bit more, I think the Taurus G2s for a budget gun are light years ahead of this. I think it's a much better gun. Ergonomics are better, sights, trigger, all that stuff, you know, 100 times better than this. But if that's all you can afford, this will work out just fine for you, along with that Carbine. So in my opinion, they are a decent budget gun for someone who's on extreme budget. But again, if you can save just a little bit more, step up to the G2s. I think you'd be much happier. But anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And before I sign off, I do have one more thing I want to talk about, and that is a new channel sponsor, or my first channel sponsor. I teamed up with Southeast Traders. They are a sponsor of the channel now. And if you're not familiar with Southeast Traders, of course, I'll have a link down below so you guys can go check it out. But what they are, they're an online forum for guns, outdoors, even some automotive stuff. But they have all different types of sections over there on their website if you need to go over there and ask questions, or maybe you can go over there and maybe answer some questions. But a lot of knowledgeable people over there. Great website, lots of different stuff on there. So I definitely recommend you guys go check them out. Show them some love, because they are showing the channel some love. And you know, big thumbs up to the Southeast Traders, and you know, thank you for this sponsorship. I just look forward to seeing where it takes us. But anyhow, guys, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check the links down below. Check out Southeast Traders. And if you have any questions or comments about this video or anything else you see here on the channel, ask those in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back with you. And as always, I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate everybody subscribing, and we'll catch you in the next one.